Hello, and welcome, friends. It's Quisha, member here. I'm super excited to be hosting this live Q&A today. If you are with me today, go ahead and use the comment sections to say hello. If you're going to be watching this on demand or watching a replay, then let me know that you're catching the replay or watching the replay. This is completely unscripted. I wanted to use this as an opportunity since I'm recording all day to just have a chance to come and share a little bit more about myself, about my businesses, about my background, my certifications, my specialties, my experiences, and really anything else that anyone is interested in knowing more about. I'm also going to be sharing information about my Ready.Start.Launch program that I'm super excited about. So I guess we can go ahead and get started. So for those of you that don't know me, again, my name is Quisha Umemba, and I am the CEO and founder of Umemba Health LLC, which is a public health education and consulting agency. As a matter of fact, in a couple of months, we're going to be 2 years old. I'm also the co-founder and president of a nonprofit, Diversity in Diabetes. What else? I'm the co-founder of the CHW Mentorship Network. Umemba Health is also doing business as Quisha Umemba Consulting. So if you are watching, if you've come across the website, that's probably the capacity in which you probably know me and have learned more information about me. So I'll get into more of that in a little bit. It looks like right now I don't have anybody on, so I'm just going to kind of get into the nitty gritty on who I am, kind of my background, and what you should know about me. I will use this as an opportunity to also record footage for my YouTube channel. So for you, those of you that don't know, this is probably my third attempt at a YouTube channel. I'm actually doing a lot better this time. I'm a lot more consistent with posting videos, editing, using different types of software. As you can see, if you probably know, I'm using StreamYard software to actually live stream this Q&A today. But it's exciting. I'm actually really enjoying it. So I posted that I was going to be going live on my social media platforms, specifically Facebook and Instagram. And I said, I'm going to look here because I can't remember what all I promised you all, but I said you could ask me about my nursing background, specialties, and certifications. You could ask me about my public health background, how to advance in your public health career. I said you can ask me about starting a side hustle, partnership, business, or entrepreneurship. I will share the good, bad, and the ugly. And you can ask me about starting and managing a nonprofit, about starting a consulting business, about starting training programs in schools. You can ask me about my experience with career and business coaching. You can ask me how to monetize your skill set to make impact and income, which is something that I'm extremely passionate about. That's my latest venture with the Ready.Start.Launch program. So basically, you can ask me anything during my time here. I'll try to keep this to about 30 minutes, but as long as you've got questions, I will continue to ask them. I think that it's really good to have someone that is offering to let you pick their brain and kind of share with you the been there, done that experience, and that these days it's not always something that's afforded to you without having to pay for it. And so this certainly can be looked at as a pick my brain session for absolutely free. Until I get some questions, I'm going to just jump right in telling you more about myself, giving you a more detailed a depiction of my background, and then I'll probably try to address some of those topics that I mentioned in the social media post. But if you have specific questions, please don't hesitate to put those in the chat box as well. So first things first, about me. So I'm a registered nurse. I have been a nurse for about 14, almost 15 years. But before then, I was a medical assistant. And even before then, I was a candy striper. So I always say that I was introduced into the medical field at 16 years old as a candy striper at Baptist Memorial in North Little Rock, Arkansas. Originally, I had dreams and plans of being a doctor, and then life kind of does what it wants to do. And I ended up getting married at 18, having a baby at 19, and plans changed. I signed up for a medical assisting program at Remington College in Little Rock, Arkansas. And I did that program. It was 10 months long, and I graduated valedictorian. And it was one of my instructors that said, Quisha, you really need to keep going. Like, you don't need to stop here. And a few months later, I enrolled in a school to get some prerequisites, right? So I did that for a couple of years, worked as a medical assistant, did outpatient in an outpatient family medicine clinic. I also worked in the ER, moonlighting. I've always had more than one job. I can't remember in my professional career having maybe if I had one job, I still worked a lot of overtime, like in other areas of the hospital or other departments. I've just always had that type of personality where I had to have a lot of stuff going on at a lot of time. So I did that for a while, and then I went into nursing school, started off getting my associates, and then got my bachelor's in nursing, and then thought, I don't really need a third degree in nursing, because what if something happens? For those of you that might be contemplating nursing school, it's great to go into nursing school. I tell everybody to go into nursing school or to become a nurse, just because there's so many different avenues in which you can go. You don't even have to touch patients or set foot on in a hospital floor if you don't want to. But I lost my train of thought there. I'm going to skip that. I completely lost my train of thought because somebody texted me and I looked there. So I'll come back to that if I can remember. But yeah, so that's what I was saying. I didn't think that I needed to have another nursing degree. If you become a nurse, your career is only as good as your license. And so for me, always being a person that's like, let me have a plan B, let me have a plan C, let me have a plan D. I thought, well, what if something happens to my nursing license, right? Not that I intended on making a mistake or doing anything wrong. I'm just always a person that really wants to prepare or be prepared. And so I've been seeing this MPH behind a lot of medical doctors' names, MD, MPH, MD, MPH. And so after talking to a physician friend of mine and really thinking about what would be most impactful for my future and my career, I did decide to get a master's in public health. And I absolutely love public health. I think it complements my nursing background perfectly. As someone that loves population health, right? Public health certainly ties right into that. And so that is the lens in which I do a lot of my work, especially my consulting business now. So I wear a lot of hats, as you can imagine, from the different businesses that I mentioned when I started the video, and a lot of the projects that I work on. I'm a consultant, I'm a coach, I'm a mentor, I'm a speaker, trainer, facilitator. I do a lot of things, and I love all of those things. And the reason why I think it's important for me to share that with you is because a lot of times in my past, and as I was coming up throughout my career, I was told to stay in my lane. I was told that as a nurse, I couldn't do certain things. As somebody that, as a public health practitioner, I couldn't do certain things, or that looks strange, or why would you do that? And so for me, one of the things that I take pride in is that I've been just kind of able to create my own lane, doing all of the things that I love to do in my own way. And I've finally gotten to a point in my life where other people's opinions and what other people think really does not define me anymore. So I'm really, really big into helping my students, my clients, my mentees be authentic and to see authentic transformations. I absolutely love that, because I think that when we're being true to ourselves and when we're standing and walking and speaking our truth, that no matter what we're doing, we'll be successful in it. And so I have definitely been able to create my lane, or my lanes, plural, and thrive in those. And that's one of the reasons why I think I'm in the perfect position to be able to share the knowledge and the services that I provide, especially that I'm going to be providing with the Ready.Start.Launch business coaching program. So I'll get to that, like I said, here in a little bit. So what else can I tell you? Of course, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I have 2 boys, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter, I'm a friend, of all of those things, right? That comes with wearing a lot of hats. I'm sure I'm not any different from any of you you ladies as well. And in doing that and wearing those hats come different responsibilities, right? And so that's also why it's important that I'm able to prioritize what I do. I take pride and value in being able to spend time with my son, my husband, my family. And so while business, while my nonprofit, while all of those are things that I love and that I'm passionate about, they're all secondary to what my real passion is and what my real priority is. And that's helping to take care of my family. And so I say this because a lot of times people ask me, lately, I've really been talking about the importance of making impact and income, which I have found to be one of the biggest things that helping professionals struggle with, whether you're a social worker, a teacher, a nurse practitioner, a doctor, whatever it is. We especially in the beginning, we struggle with being able to say, well, I want to help and I want to donate my time and my resources and I want to go speak at that event, or I want to go, take blood pressures or give vaccines, and I want to do all of this, but I can't go again for free. I can't give my time again for free. Like, I really need to be making some money if I'm going to go do this workshop for this organization, or if I'm going to go, whatever it is, right? But it seems like there's an expectation that because we are the nurse, because we're the social worker, because we're the teacher, because we're the counselor, that we will just continue to give and give and give and give. And so like I said, I love my nonprofit. I love my businesses. I love what I do. I love to teach, to coach, to mentor, to speak. I love all of that. But I cannot do that if my number one priority is not taken care of. And my number one priority is my family. Making sure that we're comfortable, making sure that our bills are paid, making sure that we have all of the resources that we need to do. I always compare it to how we show our love and support for clergymen, right? You love your pastor, preacher, priest, whoever it is, and you love how they feed into you, how they pour into you, how they improve your life and your circumstance or situation by the message they deliver, by how they counsel you and instruct and advise you in certain situations. I feel like I'm about to lose my voice. And we love those things, but at the same time, we don't expect them to do that for free, right? They won't be able to eat. They won't be able to pay their bills. They won't be able to put food on the table for their family. And so that, when I really sat down to think about this, and I'll probably have this kind of come to Jesus moment with myself a couple of years ago, I said, there's absolutely nothing wrong with making impact and income. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. What happens is you don't always get the assistance that you need when you're trying to transition and to do that. So many of us have gifts. We have talents. We have, of course, certifications in education. We've got background and experience with things that will make other lives better, right? It will help people become healthier. It will make them help them make money. It will help them with their mental health. It will help them start a business, start a side hustle, whatever it is. It will make life easier for them. We've been gifted with those natural kind of gifts and abilities, or talents rather, to do that. But you can't always give that away. You have to be able to monetize all of those things as well, so that you can make sure you're in a position to continue to pour into others, to continue to teach others as well. So I'm a big proponent for making impact and income, for helping women to monetize their skill set. I'm probably the queen of side hustle. I consider myself to be a nursepreneur, or a nurse turned entrepreneur. I do believe in having several streams of income. And honestly, at the beginning, it really wasn't about having several streams of income as much as it was, oh, Quisha, you love to speak, you love to teach, you love diabetes, you love coaching, you love student. Like, it was really more about, I want to find all of these different avenues where I can express myself. So one of the things I always say is I'm a creative. Like, I may not be a photographer or a painter, like that type of artist, but I am a creator. And I like to think of myself as someone that also helps people transform, right? So I'm a transformative coach. I'm a transformative mentor. And so in order to do that, I have to put myself in a position where I can impact as many people as possible without being a detriment to myself. And I think I've been to where I will give, pour, and my cup is empty. I am exhausted. I am tired. There is nothing left to give. I am looking and hoping and praying that there is someone that is there that will be able to pour back into me and support me. And that's not always the case. And so chances are, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, you may be going through this or have experienced this before. And that's something that I'm really on a mission to help women with. If you're looking to start a side hustle, I can help you with that. If you're looking to start a full-blown business where you want to stop working for yourself or for others and work for yourself completely, I can help you with that as well. If you just want to know initially, like, not really sure if I'm ready or not. But if I did monetize my skill set and my experience, my passion, my knowledge, my expertise, what would that look like? If I did want to make impact and income, what would that look like? Who would my ideal client be? My target audience? How could I package up a solution for them? What would that look like? So for me, what that looks like, since I love speaking, coaching, mentoring, all of those things, I knew first of all, and teaching, right? So I knew first of all, I wanted to teach. Probably since nursing school, one of my ultimate goals I always said was, I'm going to have a CNA school. I'm going to have a school where I teach allied health professionals, phlebotomy or radiology or nursing assistants or medical assistants or something like that. And so I did know that it would ultimately lead me to community health work. And that actually came as a result of moving to Texas, getting a job with health department. And one of the first things having to do was hire community health workers, which I had never heard of before. I also knew that I was really good with systems and step-by-step processes, right? And so I knew that in addition to teaching, I'm really, really good with coaching and consulting too. So one of my passions is, again, Umemba Health, which is a public health education and consulting agency. In that, one of the ways that I kind of combined what I love to do and with a potential need that clients have is that I know with my clinical background and with my public health background and with my community health worker training and instructing background, I understand how to integrate a community health worker who's ultimately a public health or community person. I know how to integrate them in the clinical setting. So I'm doing this really quickly, but I hope that you understand, like, there's a way that you can take what you went to school for, what your expertise is in, and what you love to do, and develop a solution for a potential client, right? And sometimes you can identify solutions to needs they don't even know they have, right? You can see something that you say, I know a better way of doing this. I know a better process that would make this simpler or save you money. Ultimately, if you can save on that bottom line, that's really what people want help with the most. But that's what it looked like for me. It also looked like for me monetizing my skill set is what I'm saying. Also looked like I am a certified diabetes educator. The actual term now is certified diabetes care and education specialist. And because I love population health, because I've done motivational interviewing and health coaching for years, and I know what needs exist for people of color that are living and managing diabetes, I knew that I wanted to be in that space as well. And then thankfully, God hears and understands. I met my diversity and diabetes co-founder at a diabetes conference a couple of years ago, who shared some of those same passions as well, wants to educate, wants to improve lives, knowing there's a need for people of color that are living and managing and thriving with diabetes as well. And so another passion of mine, right? It takes into account my nursing background, my public health background, my love for working with persons with diabetes. And again, I was able to not necessarily monetize my skill set because it is a nonprofit. And sometimes in a nonprofit, you either are not getting paid or you're the last to get paid. But it definitely allowed me to make impact and income, right? So again, an additional stream of revenue, additional, yeah, stream of, I thought I said it after, additional stream of revenue. It also looks like, for me, monetizing my skill set, because I love mentoring, because I love telling people, hey, this works best. Do this, don't do that. Um, I knew I wanted to have something that actually helps students and early career professionals, or even seasoned professionals for that matter, that need refreshers or that need just kind of a reflective look or additional guidance in certain situations. I knew that I wanted to do something in that realm as well. And so, meeting another like minded individual, my co founder, Elisa Howard of the CHW Mentorship Network, we formed that partnership also. So I hope you're starting to see a trend. Like, you can take your background, your experiences, what your passion is, what you're good at, and you can create one company and have additional streams of revenue, or you can create one business or side hustle and another business or a side hustle and another business and side hustle, kind of like what I did as well. Because again, it wasn't about the revenue streams for me in the beginning. It was about, there's so many different layers of this onion called Quisha, right? This complex, dynamic, amazing woman that has all of these skills that I've been blessed with, that I want to use to bless others with. And I wanted to make sure that I was able to really put myself in situations where I could serve my purpose, where I could serve others, especially those that serve others, right? So that's my ultimate joy, is serving those that serve others. So that's what it looks like to make impact and income. So a little bit more, let's see, I've got some notes here. So I talked to you all about my educational background, except I forgot to say that I did do 1 year of a doctoral program. So it used to be a goal of mine to get my doctorate. I did do 2 semesters at Liberty University. I was getting a doctorate in strategic leadership. Absolutely love leadership. Love leadership. Love the topics that we talked about there. But had a lot going on just personally, work, my oldest son, who was a teenager at the time, and it just wasn't the best time for me to finish my degree. So I did not finish. It wasn't something I was sad about. It's still not something I'm sad about, because there was a point where I thought that I needed to have PhD behind my name in order to like be somebody. But now I'm at the point where all of this experience that I have, all of this knowledge that I have, all of these things that I've done and that I've seen, and these results that I've created in people's lives, like, I don't really need to have PhD to do that. There's nothing else for me to prove. Now, it doesn't mean that once I get to the point where, maybe I don't have to work anymore, or somebody else is paying for my college tuition because I cannot get any more student loans, then yeah, that's something that I will consider again, because I am a lifelong learner. I am a big proponent of online learning and continuing education. And so I certainly don't mind doing that again, or going back and starting that program and finishing, but certainly not on the top of my list. For certifications, I have a certification in health ministry from Wesley Theological Seminary. I think I've shared with you, I'm a certified CHW instructor. I recently completed a certification as a modern classroom certified trainer. So with our certification programs, we really emphasize on virtual instructor-led training. So I wanted to make sure that I had a certification that really spoke to that specialty, because it is a specialty. Thanks COVID, that now so many of us are in the virtual space all of the time, but also thanks COVID too, because we've realized that this is a not that bad of a way to communicate, to teach, to meet and interact with others as well. And then I think I told you that I have a certified diabetes educator certification. So that's the extent of my educational background. As far as business is concerned, I told you about Umemba Health. I told you about the CHW Mentorship Network. I also told you about Diversity of Diabetes. I didn't tell you about my 2 failed businesses before. So after working about 5 years in a diabetes program at the Houston Health Department, I really wanted to do diabetes education for myself. So I started a business, Diabetes Pros, had no idea what starting a business was all about. I just knew you go buy your LLC, you get a website, you get business cards, and once you do that, once you build it, they will come. Had no idea about marketing and branding and really putting yourself out there. Did not use social media for my business at all. One thing you should know about me is I have a love hate relationship with social media. I know it is something that must be done for most businesses these days, but I would much rather have these type of conversations with people than to have one-sided conversations. And I'm not really big on engaging with others. I mean, I'm just keeping it real. And I think most of it is not that I don't want to engage, it's I don't have time. As you can see, I wear a lot of hats. I do quite a bit. I don't have time. And so if I had time to really engage, I think I would probably enjoy it more. But I also feel like I could be doing something else that's probably more important because I really love teaching. I really love sharing. I really love doing exactly what I'm doing right now. So Diabetes Pros was a failed business. I was in business for a year. I made $700 in 2008. So Diabetes Pros was 2017. Chronic Disease Education Consultants was the second, and I shouldn't say failed business because technically my two partners, this was a partnership of three women, they're still in business. I There are pros and cons to partnership. I'll say that. I'm going to make a YouTube video about it at some point. There are pros and cons to business partnership. I was in partnership with these ladies for about 18 months and decided that I wanted to go out on my own. There was certainly a difference of opinion in the direction in which we should go. Knowing, again, this is in 2018, so certainly pre-COVID, but I was very much wanting us to go virtual. I've always been a person that has really good foresight and wanted to take our training, our workshops, and all of that into the virtual space. And that was still pretty kind of new to a lot of people, or a lot of people really couldn't see how feasible that was. And so just, difference of opinion, difference in the direction of the business. And I decided to bow out gracefully. And honestly, it's been one of the best things that I could have done. So I say two failed businesses. And again, even with CDEC, I did not know what I do now. I guess third time was the charm for me, or fourth or fifth, since I do have the other businesses as well. What else can I share with you? So I've told you about who I am. I've told you about my educational journey. I've told you about my entrepreneurial journey. I guess right now I can really share with you the Ready.Start.Launch program. So let me put this banner and this ticker up here because this is something that I am really excited about. When I started Health, which was the third business, I did get a business coach. I've had three business coaches. I'm actually taking a business coaching course right now, as well as a speaking course. So I do believe in coaching and consulting. It has worked for me. I've personally witnessed it work for others. And so knowing that I also have the skill set to teach and to coach and to mentor, and I am a consultant, I have decided to offer this service to the world, and certainly something that I think is missing. So Ready.Start.Launch is really my secret sauce, is what I call it, for any helping professional that is looking to start or launch a service-based business. And so when I say start, I mean get it off the ground. This is even pre-LLC, right? This is pre getting your LLC or your DBA or whatever it is. This is when you're really starting to think that you want to monetize your skill set, that you want to start that side hustle, that you may one day want to be in business for yourself. And so this program is helping you get ready. If you're ready and you're willing and you've already committed to knowing this is something you're going to do in the next 6 months or the next 12 months, this program will help you start to do that, right? And if you've already been in business, maybe you've been in business for 6 months, for 12 months, even longer than that, but you found yourself in a place where you're kind of stagnant. You don't really know what your next move is going to be, but you know because you're in debt month after month because you're not bringing any income, you know your next move needs to be your best move. And so you've started, you're ready, but now you need to launch this business. Ready.Start.Launch is a kind of a play on the words ready, set, go. And it is a 5-step framework that was developed from my 20 plus years in healthcare and in public health. It is developed again from lessons learned from the previous failed business attempts. It is from best practices, tips, tools, and strategies that I've learned with the help of my previous business coaches. It is just a culmination of things that I ultimately noticed were missing or that I did necessarily, I did not necessarily have. So I want to get a sip of my coffee and then I want to kind of tell you about these 5 steps that I think are extremely important for you to be able to really take your business where you need it to be. And so I wish I could tell you that this program is going to have you making 6 figures in a month. I can't, but what I can say is that if you commit to this work, you can certainly see $10K, $10,000 per months. Okay. So let me take a sip of my coffee. Thank you. I probably should be done. I think this is my 3rd cup of coffee today. So Ready.Start.Launch. Again, if you want more information on it, please visit QuishaOmemba.com. Ready.Start.Launch consists of 5 steps. The first step is to master your mindset. The second step is to market your expertise. The third step is to monetize your skill set. The 4th step is to market your brand. And the 5th step is to minimize and also optimize your business processes. So I'm going to go quickly through each of those steps. And if you'd like to know more, I invite you to visit QuishaOmemba.com/blog because I have a 5-series blog post on each one of those steps that go into more detail. So the first step is master your mindset. Mindset is something that one of my business coaches told me, Quisha, you need to work on your mindset. And when she said it, I just thought, okay, she's got to say this to tick it off of her coaching checklist. I really didn't think much about it, right? I knew about the growth mindset. I knew about the fixed mindset. I most certainly had a growth mindset, right? I believed in the power of positivity. I looked at things on the bright side. I looked at the glasses half full as opposed to half empty, even though I consider myself a realist, just so I don't let myself down for failure. But I thought that, having a positive mindset was having a good mindset or the type of mindset that you need to be a CEO or to start a business. But I was wrong. I didn't know what I didn't know. And that's usually what happens in entrepreneurship, especially if you're new to it. You don't know what you don't know. And so when she said it, I just kind of yeah, okay, I'll work on my mindset. But honestly, I didn't know how my mindset equated to my bottom line. And at the time, I was like, tell me how to make money. Tell me how to start this business. What's the easiest, quickest, least expensive, least stressful, least painful way to just start making money? I want clients. I want to start making money because that's ultimately what people think of, right? When they start a business, they don't care about doing all of that. They don't want to put in the work. How can I get clients and how can I start making money? Well, if I knew what I knew then, right? If I knew that my mindset was connected to my ability to be able to speak to potential clients without getting nervous, to be able to articulate the right words and the value that I bring and the services that I offer. If I knew that my mindset would give me the courage that when I'm pitching clients, I can say a certain price and not blink, right? If I'm doing a speaking engagement, I can say, thank you so much for the offer. My current speaking rate is $2,400 for that type of workshop. Is that doable in your budget? You know, I didn't know that mindset equated to those type of things, right? But now I know how important it is to build your confidence, to build your resilience, to build your boldness. And all of that is needed to be a CEO. Now I know how important mindset is. What I've done in the Master Your Mindset course, or step one of the framework, not only am I going to be working with you one-on-one and coaching you and doing certain activities and exercises with you to help you develop your mindset, but I also share with you the why it's important. This is in the course, sorry. Why it's important, how you can master your mindset. So step-by-step exercises and coaching models that you will use on yourself and doing the mindset work. But I also have a ton of resources for you: books, podcasts, webinars, people you should follow, all types of things. I work on my mindset every day on my cell phone. I use an app called I Am, which I have affirmations set up at 3 times a day, scheduled like 7, 12, and 7, to where it comes up on my phone and tells me. So I'm constantly, let me see if I can find one. This one that popped up at 12 an hour ago says, nobody dictates how I feel, only I have that privilege. So I have really embedded mindset work into every single component of my businesses, of my behavior, of my action, of everything, my entire thought process, because now I know and I see the importance that mindset has. So that is the foundation. That is the secret ingredient. That is what you need before you start anything, before you go to the courthouse and get your LLC or your DBA, before you go print out business cards and do all of this other stuff. You have to work on your mindset, because you're going to need it for the rest of the steps. So step 2 in the RLSO framework is to market your expertise. Why is this important? Because who are you, first of all? Why would I, as a client, want to sell you anything if I don't know who you are? I don't know what you're good at. I don't know how you serve, right? So you have to understand what it looks like to market your expertise. People have to be aware of you. They have to be aware of the knowledge and information that you possess and how you could potentially be of benefit to them or of service to them. You have to be able to market your expertise. And this is why this comes before step 3, which is monetize your skill set. I want you to be able to market your expertise, because you will change. Let me tell you something. Before I went to nursing school, I wanted to do and be one thing. After I became a nurse, I was like, oh no, I don't know what I was thinking. Like, things change, people change, circumstances change. You'll start doing one thing. Maybe you think you want to do diabetes education, and you really start working with these patients and you realize you're not seeing a change in 3, 6, 9, or even 12 months. You may not want to do that anymore. And so don't go out immediately and start a business for diabetes education when it's ultimately not something that you see yourself doing. This is why you have to market your expertise. You have to work in that craft. You have to continue to build up that craft before you can actually look at trying to monetize your skill set. Okay. Now, the third step of the RSL framework is monetizing your skill set. This is probably what most people require my assistance with, or require assistance with, whether it's mine or not, right? This is, how do I combine my knowledge and my expertise, my skills, my background, my experience with my passion, with things that I love so much I would do for free, which I believe that we all should do. We just didn't need to figure out a way to charge for it. How do I combine that with the needs of my potential client? How do I identify my potential client to really figure out what they need anyway? And how do I serve them? So that's what you do for the third step of Ready.Start.Launch. The fourth step of the Ready.Start.Launch program is to maximize your brand, right? So by this point, you've been working on your mindset. You know you are the stuff. Can't nobody tell you you're not the stuff. You have marketed your expertise. People know you. They're beginning to like you and trust you. They know what you offer. They know how you can serve them. Now you are monetizing your skill set. When people ask you to come and speak or do a training or a presentation, you know exactly what type of package you can give them. You know exactly how much you're going to charge them. You know exactly the value that they bring and the results that they can expect as a result of working with you. You're starting to pick up a momentum. Now it's time for you to maximize your brand. Are you going to get you a logo, a tagline? Do you have a website by now? If not, this is the time to get the website. Have you thought about the branding, the colors? Different colors mean different things. They tie into different types of meanings and emotions. So you've really got to think about that. You've got to think about a slogan if you potentially want a slogan. You've got to build your brand identity. I always say, when you go to the grocery store, there are 30 different brands of bread, but probably more than 30. But chances are you already know what bread you're going to get, unless you're just kind of like me, you get whatever is the cheapest. Kind of like I used to be. I'm not like that anymore. I would get whatever was the cheapest at the time. But let's say you love, honey wheat, Sara Lee honey wheat bread, and you go get Sara Lee honey wheat bread every time because you like the consistency. It's always the same. You know the nutritional facts. You have come to know, like, and trust that Sara Lee is going to do her honey wheat bread the same all of the time. It's no different for your business, right? So now you have to maximize on that brand and build your brand identity so you make your competition irrelevant. That's literally how you stay afloat in your industry. You have to make the competition irrelevant. What I have found is that a lot of business coaches, they will tell you how to open a bank account. They'll tell you how to create your file your LLC. They'll tell you all of these things that you need, but sometimes before you even get to that point, you've got to work on your mindset. You've got to market your expertise. You've got to figure out how you're going to serve, who you're going to serve, and what you're going to charge. You've got to maximize that brand. So when you do open up the LLC, you start the website, you're out there and the world sees you, your branding, your messaging is on point. And then the fifth step for the Ready.Start.Launch program, and what I will say ultimately contributed to my 10K plus months, is minimizing and optimizing your processes. You've got to be able to automate, eliminate, and delegate. This is where you're hiring your virtual assistant because now you can afford one. This is where you're bringing on contractors or maybe even employees if you just got it like that. This is where you're having people to help you because you've expanded your services in such a way that you cannot do it on your own. This is also where your policies come into play, where your protocols, your workflow processes, those step-by-step things. This is where you get your CRM, your client relationship management software, if you don't have one. This is where you have those workflows. So when someone submits an inquiry on your website, they automatically get an automated message. Thank you so much for contacting whatever your business name is. These are the services that we offer. How can I assist you? I would love to set up a one-on-one time to tell you how I can help you achieve ABC, fill in the blank, whatever it is. This is what you do. And this is how you make sure that you provide a stellar customer experience every single time, to where you start seeing repeat customers, where you not only have repeat customers, but your customers are telling other people about your services, and you're getting more word of mouth referrals than you are from doing social media ads or Instagram lives or whatever that is. So those are the 5 steps. Master your mindset, market your expertise, monetize your skill set, maximize your brand, minimize and optimize your processes. So again, I have used everything that I have in me to really, really put this program together to help you achieve the same success that I have achieved and that I'm continuing to achieve. I am ready to launch this program. I'm ready to help 50 women that are ready to take over 2022. If you'd like to know more about the program, let me put that back up here. So you can go to the website to find out more. Right now, I have applications that are open. And I invite you to submit your application to participate in this 4-month coaching program. If you go to the website and click on the link, you'll find more information about program eligibility, the meeting times, how much you can expect to pay for this program. This is a beta test. It is a beta launch. And so if you don't know what a beta test is, it means basically we're testing something out, or you're testing something out before it's fully launched to the program. Any good creator is going to beta test everything. I beta test my courses. I beta test my curriculums. I always get feedback from the people that I'm going to be serving or that I want to serve, so that I can make it better for the next group of people that I'm serving. If you're one of those people and you've been wanting to start business, you've been wanting to start that side hustle, but you're always like, let me wait. It's not perfect. Let me put it off. It's not perfect. It will never be perfect. And guess what? It should not be perfect. Your life, your business, everything should always be in a constant state of continuous improvement, of quality improvement, of research and development. And so Ready.Start.Launch, it is a beta phase. I'm giving people, or beta test rather, I'm giving people an opportunity to get in now before 2022, because now you won't be able to, then you won't be able to get in at the rate. So I hope you enjoyed that overview of the program. I don't see any questions right now, but again, I've been going for about 45 minutes now. And if there are any questions, I would love to answer them. Like I said, this is an awesome opportunity for you to pick my brain for free, which you don't get to do very much, not just with me, but with anybody in general. So if you have any questions, if you're watching the replay, go ahead and ask those questions, and I'll be sure to answer them in the chat. So again, we're at about 46 minutes now. I've been talking quite a bit. My coffee is getting cold. I hope you've enjoyed this. I've really enjoyed the transparency. I've really enjoyed sharing my journey with you, both educational as well as entrepreneurial. I'm really excited for this next phase with Quisha Member Consulting. And if you have any questions about any of my businesses, any of my business ventures or projects, please feel free to reach out to me directly. You see my email is there on the screen. I would love to connect with you. I would love to help you on your academic journey, on your professional journey, if it's a business or side hustle, whatever it is. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to really share with you and connect with you. It's been great. Until next time, take care.